Hello. It is Wednesday the 16th of October, so 2 days after I went to the clinic to say I haven't come on yet, my period hasn't started, it's been like 7 weeks, blah, blah, blah. And it started the next day. So today is officially day 1 of my cycle, which means we can get started. So went to so yeah, today's my day 1. So I went to the clinic this morning, and for like my baseline scan, everything looks fine in terms of that, which is good. That's what we want to hear. And yeah, so that looks fine. And then what was it? But then I start taking my Gonalef on day 3 of my cycle, so that will be Friday. So start taking that then, and that's 125 a day, which is kind of scary because when I was doing ovulation induction this time last year, it was only 50 a day. So it seems like it's quite a lot, to be honest, but it's fine. So I'll take that, and then I'm booked in for a week's time, so which will be day 8 of my cycle, for another scan to just see how everything's responding, and if they're happy then I'll start on the antagonist as well. So I'll be taking 2 lots of hormone injections, which sounds like all sorts of fun. And then he's booked me in for, so that'll be the Wednesday, he's booked me in for a scan on the Friday, and then another one on the Monday just to kind of keep an eye, and then he's provisionally booked in my egg collection for the 30th of October, which is 2 weeks today. That I am now suddenly absolutely bricking myself about. Didn't even think about it until I've just said it then, like, oh, I'm going to be sedated in 2 weeks' time. I've been more concerned about like how the drugs are going to affect my hormones and stuff, and now that I've said that, wow, okay, yeah, that does not sound like fun. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that, but yes, so we are a go, which is good, and it's exciting, and I actually just want to get it started now. We've been waiting to be able to do IVF for so long, because we've been trying to like sort out our funding since January to do this, so 10 months essentially we've been waiting to get started on this. So yeah, it's a relief to actually like have it started now, and yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. I'm like trying obviously not to get my hopes up. I'm trying to like prepare myself for the worst but hope for the best. And everyone that knows that I speak to, they're like, I know so many people that like, or like there's these people, or there's like Ola Jordan and her husband have just come out with like it, they did IVF, or we knew these people, and it's like it's nice, and I know what people are trying to do, and they're trying to be like, oh, like all these people, it worked for them. But I feel like that's just kind of raising my expectations of it working, and kind of getting my hopes up for something that may not work, because let's face it, it's only like a 35 to 40% chance. But also if it doesn't work, then it's like, well, I'm now going to feel like shit because of all these other people, you know, that it's worked for. So yeah, I'm just gonna like, I'm trying to like keep the voices out and like try not to, I know people are trying to be helpful, and they're trying to like help me stay optimistic and everything, and I know like their heart's in the right place, but yeah, it's like I just need to drown out that noise and just not continually think about it and just assume it's going to work, because it works for other people, because naturally getting pregnant works for other people as well, not me. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm trying to like block out that noise and just focus on me and what I need to do, and how I'm feeling, how Adam's feeling, and how we're kind of dealing with everything. So yes, we will see. Hello, it is Wednesday the 23rd of October, and I've just been for my first like follicle scan. So I've been on the Gonalef since Friday. at 125. So they did the scan today just to see how it was all going and moving, and we have about 6 follicles that are taking off, but we need a lot more. So they haven't told me to go on the antagonist yet. They've just want to up my dose of going left. So I'm going from 125 to 150 and then back on Friday to kind of see how that is. But I thought I would do it with you because I've not actually done that, and if you're going kind of through this, then I don't know, it might be interesting. If you don't like things like injections or anything, then now would be the time to turn away. But essentially with the Gonal-F, it's this like pen, so I felt like a little star because I've got 2 of these in my fridge, and I just wanted to know which one I was currently using. So it's just like this kind of pen. You've got like the little pusher on here, and you can dial it up so that you get like, you've got like the little dosage number here. It's quite simple to use, and it just literally looks like this. So you get a load of needles. I've just put them in this pot. I didn't keep these in their boxes because it just took up too much room in my fridge. But yeah, this is like the needle. So you just kind of take the needle that's in here and twist it. Screw it onto the top of the pen, take that off, so we've got this like lovely needle, and then I'm just going to put it up to, I've already done the 125 this morning, so I just need to do the extra 25, so I'm just dialing that up to 25, and there's a little like blob at the top there, which is what we like to see, and then it's going in the belly, so somewhere in here. So just grab a little bit of the fat there, and then I do it so that the dial is on top so I can see, and then just kind of put in at the, oh no, that one hurts. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's absolutely no issue whatsoever. Like that, fine. And then just push it down until it goes down to 0. Take it out, but not release the top until it's out, because otherwise it can draw blood back in, which is not what we want, because then it will contaminate the pen and I'll need a new one. So yeah, and then just use the same thing to scoot the needle off. This goes back in the fridge and it's done, and that's it. It's actually, put it in my little sharps box. So yeah, it's not too bad, that injection thing. I think because it's not like a proper injection, or it doesn't look like a proper injection, I'm fine. I'm kind of annoyed that not enough is happening, because we had like all the egg collection booked in for next Wednesday and everything, so it was one of those things where we were like, oh, we kind of knew what was happening, we knew the dates, we felt okay, and it's better. I like having dates because I know then like what's happening, but now it's like it's not quite where they were kind of hoping it would be, so I kind of feel a bit useless. I'm like, oh, my right side is like going, that's where most of like the bigger follicles are, that are like 8mm at the moment, but the left side is just like not playing right now. So yeah, back on Friday to see if that has done enough so that we can then go on the antagonist, because you need to be on the antagonist for a week, I think, before your collection. So yeah, fun. So yeah, so I've done 150 today, I'll do 150 tomorrow, I'll go for my scan on Friday, see what they say, and then I'll do my dose after that. But yeah, what are you going to do, eh? It is what it is. My follicles are only going to do what my follicles are going to do. But yeah, that is where we are at. Hello, it is the 30th of October, so it's Wednesday, and we went for the final scan today before egg collection. So yeah, it's feeling very, very real, and you have a really nice angle of my like double chin here. It's great. Yes, so we obviously went in on Monday, and they said, yeah, come back in on Wednesday and it will probably be Friday. But everything was like moving as it should be, everything was growing as it should be. Went back in today, and like my left side has like just kind of slowed down, is not really growing in as much as they would want, but the right side has like really taken off, and there's 2 like really big ones, which they said they're probably going to be more cysts than anything else, so they'll probably just like drain the fluid. But if they leave it like any longer to wait for like the little stragglers, then they'll just kind of go by themselves anyway. So yeah, we are booked in for Friday morning, where they will do the eggs. They said she's expecting to get about 6 or 7. Based on today's scan, might be a little bit more because I did do like my injections this morning as well. What is going on with my hair? It looked really nice and cool and funky yesterday, and it's kind of gone a little bit weird today. Short hair girl problems, right? So yes, so we are going to, so I'm going to do my Ovitrel, which is my trigger injection, tonight. Tomorrow is normal, no injections tomorrow, which I'm quite looking forward to. My stomach literally feels and looks like a pincushion. And then we're in Friday morning, so 9:30 they will do the egg collection. Adam will do his thing at the same time, and then it's like just do nothing for the rest of Friday and Saturday. And then we are booked for implantation next Wednesday, so a week today. They should be going back in, all going well, touch wood. And then the test day is scheduled for the 18th. So it's all feeling very, very real. I'm kind of a weird mix of excited and like shitting myself. I'm excited to kind of have it done to the point where, you know, it's gonna happen and it's in, and it will just be like, okay, we've just got to wait now. We've not really got to do anything else apart from me obviously doing my little pessaries, which I'm really not looking forward to. I'm shitting myself because I haven't ever been sedated before, so I don't really know what to expect. I'm sure it will be fine, and it's not like fully sedated either. I don't really want to do the pessaries, so there's not something I'm looking forward to, but it is what it is, so we'll just do that. I think I'm more nervous about the fact that this is so real now. It's like, it's going to be like a yes or no in 3 weeks time. We will know if this has worked or not. And I think that time's going to go so quickly because we have both our, like, we've got my birthday in that time, our party, so I think it's going to go really quickly. But yeah, I'm really, really nervous and scared about whether or not this is going to work. And you know, it's obviously, the odds are still like 30 something percent. It's not like it's like 80% chance this is going to work. Like it's not like that. It's literally like 30 something percent chance that this is even going to work. And obviously this is our first time, so I don't know, and I'm trying not to get my hopes up. But people keep telling me about like, oh, this happened first time for this person or this person or this person. I'm like, stop telling me that, because if it doesn't work first time for me, then it's not gonna help me. It's gonna make me feel worse. So yeah, I'm feeling okay at the moment. Just want to kind of get it over and done with now, and then we'll see how it all goes. In terms of like symptoms and stuff, or how I've been finding the injections, the going left is like fine. I've had that before. I started the antagonist, which is Framadol, which is like actual injection syringes, all individual ones. I'm not enjoying those injections. They don't go in as easily. They kind of push the skin in and then they just kind of go. So you need a lot more pressure, which I'm not very good at doing, and I end up with like 3 little like attempt marks on my belly, which is why I end up looking like a pincushion. And the needle's like a little bit thicker. I don't think it's as sharp, so I'm not liking those injections I'm not liking them as much as the going left ones, because I love the going left injections. I love injecting myself. No, I don't. But the going left, like the pen is a lot easier and a lot nicer. So I'm happy that I'm not going to be doing the Framadol injections, because I don't like them. Hormonal wise, I'm feeling okay. I'm not feeling like overly angry or anything like that. I think I'm a little bit more emotional than I was before, but I'm okay. Physically, definitely noticing some things, especially more so in the past sort of few days, and this may like border on TMI, but obviously if you're watching this and you're going to be going through it, then you know just what to expect. My boobs are ridiculous right now. They feel, when they're not in a bra, they feel really, really heavy, which is, I mean, I'm not big chested, I'm like a B usually, but I am finding that like the bras that were fitting don't fit anymore. I have one bra that actually like I can hold them in now, and that was a bra that was too big like 2 weeks ago, so I never wore it, and now it's like the only one I can wear. Thankfully it's like nude and it's like a t-shirt bra, so it actually kind of goes over everything, but still it's slightly annoying. But yeah, they're very, very sensitive, they're very tender, they just feel very big and heavy, and I'm not enjoying that right now. I'm a bit bloated, especially in the past couple of days, and when they scanned me this morning they did say I had a little bit of fluid around especially my right ovary where like the bigger ones are, but they said like that's completely normal, but that's probably why I feel look a little bit more bloated, so that's great. I mean, it's not like overly noticeable or anything, like no one's gonna look at me and go like, oh my god you're bloated, or oh my god you're pregnant kind of thing. It doesn't look like that, but it's just I notice and I feel more bloated. The only other thing, and this is definitely like TMI territory, and even like my husband was like, this is TMI territory, I seem, especially in the last like 3 or 4 days, I just seem to have like a massive increase in discharge than I would normally have at this point in a cycle. It's the same sort of this discharge, and there's nothing, it's like all clear and like liquidy, there's nothing wrong with it. It just seems to be a lot of it, and I'm guessing that's just because there's so many more hormones and there's so many more like follicles growing or anything, so that's great fun. That's just a bit weird. I mean, it's not really inconvenient or anything, it's just a little bit weird, but yes, but otherwise I'm feeling okay. Like I mean I'm getting like a little bit spottier than normal, but again, increase in hormones. The hair on my face is growing a little bit quicker than it would normally do, but again, increase in hormones, I was kind of expecting all of that and it's fine. But otherwise, hormonally I'm feeling okay. Physically, most of like I'm generally feeling fine, so I'm pleased about that, because I know I was definitely worried about how it was all going to make me feel, but yeah, we're doing well, we're doing fine. We will see how it goes with the progesterone, because that from what I've read is like the worst part, especially hormonal wise, and it apparently gives you a lot of pregnancy type symptoms, so I'm really not looking forward to that, because I don't want to be there and be like, oh my god I'm pregnant, like I feel all nauseous and all of this, and like yes I'm pregnant, and it actually just be that. So I'm just gonna try and like just be like not overthink that when it happens, and also just the idea of having like a pessary twice a day, and like what it's gonna, just no, I don't even like using tampons, like but we will see. But yeah, that is where we're at. So excited and apprehensive for Friday. I'm kind of looking forward to a couple of days of like just not doing anything and just having like a couple of really nice duvet sofa days. That was quite a good excuse to not do anything. But I'm gonna wash my dressing gown today. I'm gonna make sure like my side of my bed is completely tidy and everything before Friday, so if I do come home and just want to go straight to bed, then I can do that and not worry about tripping over everything. And I'm gonna take my dressing gown in, so I just want that to be all nice and clean. So yeah, that is where we're at. Yeah, so we had egg collection and sperm collection day Friday. So I wanted to talk through my experience, how I felt on the day, what actually happened, and then like what's happened since then, recovery results, and what's going to happen like next. It's like one of the biggest parts of this whole process, and it is a procedure, so I didn't really think about it much until about the week of. I was a lot more concerned about the effects like the different drugs were going to have on me and how I was going to feel. So it wasn't until like this week when I was like, oh yeah, on Friday you're going to go through your collection, it was like, oh my god, I'm going to be sedated, they're going to stick a giant needle in me, and I've never had any kind of procedure before, I've never been sedated before, nothing like that, so it was a little bit like, suddenly like, oh, okay, that's happening. And then Wednesday evening at 9:30, so 36 hours before egg collection, I took my trigger injection, which was Ovotril. That's like exactly the same kind of pen as Gonalef, so that was fine. I would say when I woke up on Thursday morning, my god, my boobs hurt. They were really, really sore and painful. I was not happy. I was like, and I did feel a little bit nauseous throughout the day on Thursday. Nothing too crazy, but I definitely didn't feel great. Felt fine until we got there, and then we got taken into a room where they gave me like a gown, so like a hospital gown, and I was like, never worn one of these before. So I put that on, and then you take like your dressing gown, your socks and slippers with you. So put dressing gown, socks and slippers over the top. I was wearing really jazzy bright socks because I was like, kind of make me feel better, cheer me up a little bit. And they had lobsters on them as well, so it was kind of like, you're my lobster. And everybody commented on them that came into contact with me. They were like, oh, I like your socks, which was quite a nice little icebreaker. So yes, then I sat in the room waiting for the nurse to come back, and she just kind of went through everything. She made me laugh though, because she was like, have you taken your paracetamol this morning? I said, yep, I took 2 at 7 o'clock, and she was like, oh, thank God, you're my first person today that said yes. And me and Adam were like, why would you not? If like, it's in the booklet that you get, like the treatment booklet that says take 2 paracetamol with 300 millilitres of water. I don't understand why people wouldn't do what this they were telling you to do. Anyway, so yeah, so she then took me to do my blood pressure and put my cannula in, and I think it was then that I was starting to feel a bit like, oh my god, this is real, this is happening, because she took me into the recovery room to do that, and in the recovery room there was one girl that was already just lying on the bed, completely out of it, and I was like, that's gonna be me. Oh my god, she had like an IV drip in her. I didn't have an IV drip or anything, so that was obviously something a little bit different. But yeah, she had like an IV drip in her and everything, and I was like, oh my god, what's about to happen? And they did like my blood pressure and put my cannula in, which I've never had like a cannula before. And then she's like, okay, let's just take you back to Adam now, and you'll just kind of wait there until you go in. And I just wasn't bending my arm, and she was like, you can bend your arm, the needle's out. And I was like, no, I'm just going to keep it straight, I'm just not going to move it. I don't know, I've never had one before, so I was like, I'm just not going to move. And it wasn't until I went into the room and Adam was like, oh, you're back, I didn't think I was going to see you again, I thought you were going to go straight in. I was like, oh no, me too. But yeah, I went back, but we were sat in like this little room, and the door was open, and opposite was the room where I was going to be going into, and although there was like a curtain going across it, you could then kind of see someone then being wheeled out before me, and I was like, whoa. And Adam was like rubbing my back, he was like, it's going to be fun. I was like, no, I know it's going to be fine, like it's not like a big deal. I was like, it's just, I've never had anything like this done before, so I just don't know what to expect. So I was really, really nervous, and I was just trying to like take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and he was a bit like, oh, okay, you're really nervous about this. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't until like this point. And again, I think it's just because it was like fear of the unknown, like I didn't really know what was going to happen. Like they obviously sedate you, but they don't sedate you to the point where you like, it knocks you out. It's like, they were like, some people do go to sleep and they nap, so they were like, oh, we encourage you to like just take some deep breaths and try and sleep. Some people talk gobbledygook throughout, they're like, we don't care which, just as long as you're not like in pain. And I was like, I just want to go to sleep, I don't even want to know what's going on. Then suddenly, up until that point, it was like just doing everything to get to that point, and I was at that point, I was like, I hadn't actually thought about what comes next. So yes, so they finally kind of said, oh, your turn. So I said goodbye to Adam, told him to have fun. And yeah, so we went in, ran pretty much on time, so around about 9:30. And then I sat in the room, so there was 4 women in there who were obviously all part of the procedure. So they just sat me down, they were like, if you had done, this is your like first egg collection. I was like, yeah, nope, never had it done before. They're like, how are you feeling? I was like, I am nervous. So then they were just like talking to me, because they had to wait for somebody from the embryologist team to come in and just double check all my information. But yeah, in the end, like somebody didn't come through until about 22 to 1:45. So I was just kind of sat there waiting in this room full of like stuff to get started. But the women were really, really lovely. They were talking to me about like my cat and everything, so they were really, really nice. The embryologist came in, checked all the info, and then once she went, they were like, right, we can get started. So they laid me down, and like my legs went over the stirrups, which kind of like the same for when I get my scans anyway, so that was fine. And then they said, right, we're going to put the sedative, we're going to give you, it was anti-sickness, pain relief and the sedative all through the cannula. So they were like, you'll get like a funny taste in your mouth, you'll start to feel a little bit drowsy, and they were like, just like breathe in and out and try and go to sleep, which I tried to do. There are bits of it I remember and bits of it I don't remember, so I was obviously a little bit out of it. I remember asking questions or something, or saying a couple of things, but I don't remember what I asked or said. And I don't think they actually like replied or anything, because obviously they're busy doing whatever it is they're doing. So yeah, so there was that. I think at one point I did feel a slight sharp pain, which was obviously one part of the needle, but I think that was only once. And then I did feel at the end, they put pain relief up your ass. I felt that. Not like painful, just like a sudden kind of pressure going up, and I was like, oh, what is that? They did tell me they were going to do it, but obviously I'm slightly sedated, so I'm like, oh. I don't remember going from that room to the recovery room. I remember kind of going in and out in the recovery room, but I woke up pretty quickly, and they said as well that I did wake up pretty quickly. They were a bit like, oh, okay, she's awake. So yes, I came around pretty quickly, and I felt okay. I was obviously a little bit drowsy. They obviously kind of make you lay down for a little bit until they're kind of sure you're awake and compass mentis and everything. And then they kind of walk you through to another little area where you sit down. They give you like a cup of tea or coffee and like a couple of biscuits, just to kind of get you kind of back with it for a little bit, and they just kind of let you stay there for about 20 minutes or so, again, just until they're happy that you're good. And then once they were like all happy with me, and I still felt fine, I was a little bit wobbly kind of walking around, I wasn't quite steady, I was taking it very, very slowly. And then they took me back to the room where Adam was, and he was like, oh, she looks fine, are you sure you did anything? And they were like, well, we were wondering because you woke up very quickly. So yes, they went and sat me down in the room. Oh no, they took the cannula out before that, and I got dressed before that. But yeah, they went and sat us down in the room, which is when they kind of went through aftercare and like everything, what to look out for overstimulation. And they also tell you how many eggs they got. So we were very nicely surprised. They ended up getting 16 eggs from me, which on the Wednesday we'd been told we might get like 8, something like that. But no, they got 16, which was good news. So it was like, oh, okay, that's good then. And then we were kind of told like we're given like paracetamol and codeine for pain relief, like to take away with you. There's like a couple of sheets on like aftercare, overstimulation and all of that sort of thing, what to look out for. And then just told for the next 2 days, me just do nothing, Adam look after me, and just kind of rest. And then I was told that the next day, so on the Saturday morning, I would get a phone call just kind of letting me know how many were fertilised successfully, and also just to check how I was feeling. In terms of how I felt afterwards and how I spent the rest of the day, I didn't really sleep during the day. They were like, oh, you might want to go to bed and take a nap, or just like chill on the sofa, fall asleep to films, whatever. So we got home and we just watched kind of like films for the rest of the day. There were times where I kind of felt like I was dozing in and out, but not to the point where I was asleep. And I felt okay. I didn't feel uncomfortable. I felt a little bit tender, and I did just feel kind of very tired and drowsy. So I just didn't move from that sofa all day. I had Adam on one side, I had Fred on my lap. So it was a pretty good day, to be honest. But yeah, it was just very, very chilled. I felt okay. I didn't like feel really sick. I didn't feel like I was in a lot of pain. I started to get a little bit sore more towards the evening, so I did take paracetamol before I went to bed that night. I didn't take codeine, and I haven't taken codeine yet. I'm not going to, because I didn't want to if I didn't. Is it codeine or cocodamol? I don't know. Whichever one begins with C, that's a painkiller. I don't want to unless I have to. So yes, and then funnily enough, Friday night I didn't, it's not like I had a really, really good night's sleep, it was just a normal night's sleep. And then yesterday, Saturday, I felt fine in the morning. There was nothing too horrendous. I started the luteal support Saturday morning, which is the pessaries, so one in the evening and one in the morning. Don't know why I did it that way around. One first thing in the morning, and then you come back to bed and lay down for like 20 minutes, which is why I'm still in bed. And then one in the evening before you go to bed, and you just go to sleep. So the pessaries, I was worried about the pessaries. So far fine, not having any issues with them. They're, you know, really easy to put in. Not getting to, they're a little bit kind of uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable, but you can tell they're there when they're there. But you just couldn't go back to bed, have a nice like little nap, and you're fine. So far I haven't really had any issues with those, which I was really, really worried about. I will say I do kind of get, I have been getting like a little like wave of nausea like in my mouth a little bit. Like I feel a little bit nauseous in my mouth, but I'm not actually being nauseous, I wouldn't say, and it is nothing too horrendous. But yes, and then Saturday was fine. There wasn't really anything too bad. Again, just kind of spent the day not doing much. We did go out and get some lunch, and Adam was like, you can stay here, and I was like, no, I think I kind of want to get up and go out. So I did get up and go out, and then I just spent the rest of the day in bed because I was a little bit tired after that. And yes, I got the phone call Saturday morning, and we were really, really surprised because I think usually they say however many eggs they get, only usually about half of them are fertilised, and we had 14 out of 16 fertilised, so they were really, really positive on the phone. They were like really, really good news, like it was great to see, and it's good for us to kind of know that as well, because it's like, oh, our stuff does go together, because obviously it's not something that's happened before, so we don't know if it's, you know, we just haven't been compatible, or they just haven't gone together, or what. They're now together, they worked so far, and it's all good. And she asked me how I was feeling, and I was fine. She was like, great news. So yes, that's all going well. The only thing I would kind of say is that I'm feeling a little bit constipated, which is probably again TMI, but again they do warn you for that, so they just say have like a high fibre diet. I didn't really know what that meant, and now that I'm feeling kind of, it feels a little bit like trapped wind more than anything. So yeah, that's the only thing I would say, but otherwise I feel fine. Everything has gone fine, touch wood. I know they were really worried about overstimulation with me. I haven't had any like symptoms. I feel fine, so that's good, and I know Adam was really worried about that as well. So yeah, all so far so good. So yes, so tomorrow, Monday morning, we'll get another call from them letting us know how many are still like have gone on to be embryos, so that'll be day 3, and then Wednesday I go back in for the transfer, which is just like a little bit like a smear test. It just takes a little bit longer, so that's fine. And we'll kind of see from there. So hopefully we have, you know, a few of them are still going, and it's made me feel hope that this is going to work. I'm not saying I didn't have hope before, but I think I just didn't let myself hope before. I was kind of like, oh, it's the first time, it's probably not going to work, like we'll just kind of go through the motions, and then I'm not actually expecting it to work or anything. So the fact that it's all gone well, that we had like 14 out of 16 fertilised, like they obviously go well together so far, that's made me feel hope, and it's made me feel really positive about this, and I feel fine, which helps. And I kind of feel like, you know, we've done everything we can kind of do now, so it's just kind of letting nature take its course a little bit. So yeah, I think the next 2 weeks are going to be the longest 2 weeks of my life, but it's going to be fine. So yeah, we do the embryo transfer on Wednesday, so I'll talk to you all again then and kind of let you know how that's all gone. because again, I don't really know what to expect with that. They say it's a little bit like a smear, you don't get sedated or anything, it's just what it is. I think they're only putting one back in, that's what they said at the time, so they'll only do one and they will freeze the rest, so that if this isn't successful then the next cycle will be a frozen one. So in theory we won't have to do all of the stuff before to get the eggs, it will just be a case of getting my insides ready for a frozen transfer. And then the test will be on the 18th. So fingers crossed tomorrow we get good news that everything is we still have a really good amount of eggs that have gone into embryos. But yeah, so far I feel fine. It was nothing to be worried or concerned about. And at least I know if I ever have to do it again, I know what to expect and I'm not going to be so nervous and scared about it, because it was fine. And yeah. Hi guys, it is Thursday the 8th, yeah, wait no, 7th, Thursday the 7th of November. So it is the morning after our egg or our embryo transfer. So I wanted to update you all. It was a bit different to what I expected. I don't really know what I expected, to be honest, but yeah, we went in and we went into the little procedure room. Adam came in with me and got to hold my hand through, which was quite nice. But you do essentially just go in the same position as you would if you were doing a smear test or they were doing their normal scan. But before you do that, the embryologist came in, it just double checked who I was. Obviously wants the right person, right embryo's going in the right person. And she told me they were obviously transferring one today, and she went, it's a really good, strong one. So she seemed really, really positive, which is really good. And they were also able to freeze 5 other good quality embryos, which is exciting. So at least we know, if this one doesn't work, then we have a few frozen ones that we can use. I don't have to go back through all the first bit. And secondly, if this does work, we can actually go through, God, I don't even know what I've done my hair today. We can go through and get try for a second baby one day if we want. And again, I don't have to go through all of the pre-collection stuff, which is good. So yeah, so that was really positive, we were really happy. And then yeah, the procedure itself is very much like a smear tear. It wasn't really that uncomfortable, was fine, was not anything to write home about. But it was quite funny because they had the proper scanner on top of your belly to show the womb, and then so somebody was holding that and then the other person was inserting the embryo, and before they inserted he was they checked the lining, and the lining looks really, really good, which is exactly what you want to hear. And then you could see on the screen where they were inserting the embryo, and then they even gave us a little scan of it, which I was not expecting. This makes me think I'm actually pregnant, and I know technically right now I have an embryo in me, so technically I am kind of pregnant, but I don't want to think that, because that's just gonna get my hopes up. I think if this goes wrong, I think I'll be so devastated now. I mean, I would have been devastated anyway, but I feel after yesterday I was oh my god, I got a little bit emotional. I was there going, don't cry, it's literally a bright little blob on a screen that may not even stay there. You don't even know, I don't even know if that is I think it's meant to be this little thing here. It's this bright little blob. That's our little spud, apparently. Which is really weird. And I was I'm putting it on the fridge, and I was we don't even really understand. I was I don't care, it's going on the fridge. So it's weird because getting that and then being so positive makes you then think in your head this is it, this is happening, I'm pregnant, this is going to go really well. And for the rest of yesterday I was pretty much, I am in the mindset now that I am, which is really dangerous, I know, but also I'm just at the same time I just actually want to think positive. I want to think positive. I don't want to think, no, it might not work. I want to think, no, this is working for us. This is going to happen in 11 days. We're going to take that test and it's going to say, it's going to come back positive. We're going to have our baby. I want to think positive because I haven't in so long. So it's a really nice change for me. So Adam's already in like proper protective mode, which is really sweet. Fred is really put out because he spends half of his life on me, so he's really put out. He's not happy at all. But yeah, we're just gonna see how it all goes. I'm feeling really positive. I'm feeling really good. I do keep like wondering why I put my hand on my stomach and I'm like, hello. I was like, please work, please do your thing. I have been singing Phoebe's song from Friends, You Win There Little Fetus. So yeah, I'm feeling positive. I'm just really, really hopeful, and yeah, we'll see how the next 11 days goes. I probably won't update you until that point unless there's something to update. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll start to feel really, really sick and get really like accurate pregnancy. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in the next 11 days. I just really, really hope that on the Monday it comes back positive, because I'm feeling positive, so we want it to be positive. Okay, so it is Monday. It's Fred here. The 18th of November, aka D-Day. That is a very, very, very distinctive positive. Oh, we're pregnant. It worked. We're having a baby. I can't actually believe I'm saying those words out loud. It feels really, really surreal. Do you know what? I was going to film like us finding out, and then I was so nervous this morning. I don't know, I just really didn't think it was going to say positive. And Adam was like, why? I was like, because it's never said it before. I literally just burst out crying, and Adam was just laughing, and he was like, I wasn't expecting like your reaction. I was like, it's happy. I think it's, I don't know what it is. I mean, let's be honest, I cried at baby dingoes last night, so I'm definitely gonna cry at this. But yeah, and I had like a spare one as well, so I took that one as well, and that one also. I mean, it's such a distinctive plus. Like, that is so pregnant. I'm pregnant. We're having a baby. We were just kind of sat here like we don't know what to like do now, except we've both got to go to work today. So it's like, oh. So and like we were just like, we've just got to go to work now. So it's like, well, what do we do now? Just go to work and act normal. So yeah, it's really weird. And then we're like, well, when should we tell people? How should we tell people? It's Adam's 30th birthday this weekend, so we will be seeing like both sets of parents. So we're thinking we're probably going to tell them this weekend, because that's also like we're already seeing them, so it's not like we're like, oh, can we just drop in or whatever, so they're not like, what's going on, because it wouldn't surprise me if my mum has already guessed, to be honest. And I was around Adam's family last Thursday, and usually I'll like stand in the kitchen with him, like his mum and his grandma, and help out or like chat with them and stuff, and I didn't know when to sat in the lounge because I was like, both of our mums are like hawks, they will like zero in on anything, and I definitely have like a little bump, which I shouldn't have this early on, so I think it's more around like the luteal support, like his bloating and stuff as well. But so I was like, I just kind of want to keep my distance a little bit from both of them, because I just didn't want them to kind of think, and I knew that they'd be like little eagle eyes. But yeah, I don't know, like part of me was like, I knew it, and like, because I knew I felt different, I knew I felt different, I just kind of knew there was something, but I didn't know if it was like the luteal support, because a lot of those symptoms are like the same, and like everything just seems magnified when it shouldn't, like this early on. So I was like, oh, I think it's probably just like the drugs then or what have you, but now it's like, oh my god, it's not, I'm actually pregnant. Like, this time in 9 months we're gonna have a little baby. 297 days according to my app. It's 297, 200 and something 7, I remember. But yeah, it's crazy, and like I just want to like tell people, and we so we're just trying to think of how to tell our parents. We're just gonna see, but yeah, we are pregnant, we're having a baby. IVF worked. I felt really, really positive after, like, they were like, yeah, we got loads of eggs, we got really good quality, like, embryos forming, there's loads of them, and when they put it in, they were like, yeah, your lining is really, really good, yeah, everything looks amazing, like, the embryo that we're putting in is a really, really good quality one. So I felt really, really positive, but I think there was still something in my head that was like, no, it's not going to work, because it's never worked before. Not that we've done IVF before, but, like, you know, it's just never happened before. I just hope now that everything goes okay, nothing bad happens. Like, Adam has said he's already going to go into, like, major overprotective mode. I was like, you're already in protective. So yeah, he's already in, like, overprotective mode. I've got, like, a load of crap down my side of the bed, and he's like, you need to clear that up because you're not tripping over that. And he's in, like, right, we need to get stuff sorted for the house. Like, we have a list of things that we wanted, like, to get sorted in the house anyway, and now he's like, right, we're going to get them done before baby comes. Like, there's stuff we need to make happen, so I can't believe it, we're having a baby. We're having